Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rayan. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, March 20th, 2023, at 15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a time for change call this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. Andre Gide. Becoming self-realized is the first step on the infinite journey toward enlightenment. When we're self-realized, we are living each moment in a deep, intimate love affair with the God source inside of us and all around us. There is no separation from the divine. There never was, there never will be. We are awakened to the realization that we are pure, untainted divine consciousness, knowing we are beyond time, space, beyond form, and formlessness. We realize that we are that which is beyond the mind. We are beyond every concept of you. When we start on the path of self-realization, we stop unconsciously following every thought the mind thinks. We will hear them, see them pass by, and yet somehow, mysteriously, we don't buy into them, believing that they are real. We've become so consciously aware of what's happening that we cannot become hooked by the mind, attached to dream another dream. We are clear that this is just the mind passing by, and instead we explore an intimate connection with God, the highly intelligent, divine conscious universe that surrounds us, lives inside of us, and is breathing us now. A truly self-realized person knows no fear. They are constantly full of joy, appreciation, love, and laughter. They realize that every atom in this universe is connected to the highest source of love, life, and consciousness, and deeply understands that they themselves are also that. They see no human as separate from the multidimensional spiritual being they are, who is currently showing up in 8+ billion different forms on this planet. The self-realized being is not attached to the form. He or she has recognized the divine play of consciousness that is happening through the body-mind, and through this understanding, they can relax and truly let go. It is impossible for a self-realized being to get lost again in another drama, losing themselves in anger, desire, fear, hopelessness, or sadness. They may experience these emotions as a way to explore the diversity of life's sensual experiences. Yet there is no addiction, attachment, or avoidance of any mental or emotional pattern that arises anymore. They are truly free from any form of anxiety, pain, or suffering anymore. And this is a miracle. The moment that you realize that there is no way to make a home, then this whole existence is home, then wherever you are at home. Course in Miracles. When you come to the deepest core of your being, to your very source, you will know that you are God, Osho. Now, discoveries to self-realization. One is you've fully accepted the fact that you are the very center of this infinite universe. You fully accepted the fact that you are the very center of this infinite universe, because the universe is an infinite field of space and timelessness. Every point on that field thus becomes the center of the entire field. It's hard for the mind to imagine, yet infinity means there is no absolute end. And this makes every atom inside your physical body the actual center of infinity. There is always a smaller microcosm within each microcosm, a center within the center. Thus, we are physically infinite beings on an atomic level. Knowing we are physically the center of the universe, we begin to see reality forms around us like a wheel. We are like the hub of the wheel, and the spokes are our thoughts and feelings. Our manifestation and experience of reality is an extension of our every thought, intention, and gesture. The spokes all connect to the center, and everything that happens in the periphery of your life, the outer world, is dependent on what's going on at the center of you. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you'll notice the entire world seems to be going against you. If and when you jump out of bed, totally excited about your day, the most amazing things will manifest for you all day long. Now, the second discovery is that we naturally have a deeper exploration of the feeling, sensation, knowing, and experience that we are truly an infinite, eternal being that will never die. A transformation happens when we continuously dive into the center of each atom inside of us, experiencing that we go on and on and on into our experience of life for infinity. The intellectual head knowledge around this fact is not enough, however, to open up to the spiritual experience of it. The head trip falls away, and we move into a more sensitive heart space, and that feels like the source of love itself. This is where we lose ourselves and let go of our identities of the limited human being we believed we were. In the awakening of our self-realization, we suddenly can see that we are this infinite source of love that is much, much, much more than the world can contain. And we cannot return back to living in a mind full of lack and limitation. As we consciously step out of the small fish pond we were swimming in, we start experiencing the vast, unlimited ocean of existence that is and always was all around us. And the third discovery, we experience this deeply relaxed, loving state of freedom inside because we've stopped taking life and ourselves so seriously. We experience this deeply relaxed, loving state of freedom inside of us because we've stopped taking life and ourselves so seriously. Instead, we laugh with those people and situations in life who used to bother us. We enjoy the dramatic play of creativity pouring through everyone and everything. We relax into the harmonic symphony of duality that is happening through us and around us. This relaxation is not just a one-time deal. It's a constant deepening and surrendering that continues each moment of our day and evening. This process opens us up sensually, sexually, and spiritually throughout every day of our lives. which fuels even deeper understandings about the 5D multidimensional limitless beings that we all truly are. The moment we become self-realized, all the stress that was once being carried in the neck, back, jaw, shoulders, suddenly goes away. The moment we become self-realized, all the stress that was once being carried in the neck, back, jaw, shoulders, and many other places in the body suddenly go away. Nothing seems to bother us anymore. There is no limited, powerless ego personality carrying our problems anymore. We've simply stopped identifying with thoughts and are spending our time relaxing into the spiritual truth of what we are feeling limitless, free, and all loving. The more often we accept and integrate the experience that we are infinite, timeless, eternal, without beginning and without end, the more our body-mind drops into a deeper relaxation. We can always tell the difference between a self-realized person and one who is not, because they are having more fun, love, and laughter in their life. We can always tell the difference between a self-realized person and one who is not, because they're having more fun, love, laughter in their lives. They have a bigger smile on their face and a deeper belly laugh that lasts for minutes, sometimes. Someone who is simply intellectually self-realized and is not living the sacred wisdom every day will have a hard, serious edge to their face. A self-realized can always laugh because they know that nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. Course in Miracles. I am a magnet for miracles. I am a magnet for miracles. There are many wonderful results from choosing to explore the path of self-realization. As we practice realizing that we are pure awareness itself and find that we no longer can become identified with the thoughts that we think. We find that we don't have to try to control our thoughts or micromanage our internal state anymore. There is such an obvious separation between us and our thoughts that we cannot become identified with what dark realms the mind may wander into. The experience of living in a human body becomes so blissful that we don't even have the need to try to focusing our minds in the opposite direction. The hopeful, positive, life-affirming thoughts just become like little campfires sitting next to the glorious sun that we've discovered is inside of us. Another divine benefit from this practice is that the more self-realized we become, the less demanding, needy, and impatient we are. We simply stop feeling demanding, needy, and impatient when we realize our deep, intimate connection to the God Source. As the ego begins to have less and less and less grip on us, our need to control life fades away and eventually dissolves. We simply have less desire to change our outer world because our inner world is so sensually alive, divinely intelligent, and truly ecstatic to experience. Our Kundalini awakens on its own, and we become like a walking, talking state of orgasm. Every breath we take brings new sensations into the body of utter enjoyment of the divine. Like the state of space, the mind transcends thought. Set it at ease in its own nature without rejecting it or maintaining it. When the mind is without objective content, it is Mahamudra. Through familiarization with that, supreme intelligence is achieved. Dalapa. I am not what you think I am. You are what you think I am. I am not what you think I am. You are what you think I am. As we start feeling God is alive inside of us, then we can only see God on the outside of us. This everyday experience causes us to relax on a profound level. And there is nothing the ego can do that can shake us. Whatever our ego desires in the outer world is like a child's toy compared to the network of deeply sensual, erotic, blissful connections bubbling up inside. The outer world is always a reflection of what we are paying attention to in our inner world. When we see and feel the divine inside of us, we can only see God in everyone's eyes. Now, I'm sure you're wanting some more practical techniques on how to bring about the self-realization experience into your life. But first, you must know that this divine state of bliss is very subtle, light, and extremely delicate, and thus can only be reached through very gentle, relaxed, and delicate means. So, you first need to entice the hungry, demanding desire, ego mind, to slow down, relax, and come to rest. You must choose to practice sitting very, very, very still, meaning physically bringing your body into a non-moving state, as if you were a sitting solid statue, not moving a single muscle. The body will continue breathing for you, of course, yet the mind will want to wander. Our job is to keep everything still and simply relax. When being completely still, simply watch what happens. We all are predestined to create reality exactly as it is. As we practice being physically still, then allow the mind to remain unfocused. Don't follow the mind when it starts dreaming up another dream or fantasizing about the way life should be or shouldn't be. Just be like the sky, without boundaries or borders, vast and undistributed. Relax as deeply as you can into this experience. Perhaps 3 minutes a day is a good amount of time to start with. If and when you can remain completely still, allowing the body to breathe you on its own accord, while the mind is totally unfocused for all 180 seconds in those 3 minutes, self-realization will find you very, very, very quickly. Another very practical tip is to watch what things you do, eat, drink, say, watch, listen to, and react to, which hinder you from becoming more quiet, silent, and still. When you find out what those things are, simply stop doing them, or do them with more awareness of the stillness inside. This path is all about becoming 110% devoted to finding complete stillness inside you. The more often you practice, the more things will arise. And you'll soon become even more sensitive and conscious of what works for you and against you. Eventually, in time, you'll begin to trust yourself completely and realize how extremely powerful and enjoyable your life has become through practicing stillness. Stop all the physical activity. Sit naturally at ease. Do not talk or speak. Let sound be empty, like an echo. Do not think about anything. Look at experience beyond thought. Your body has no core, hollow like bamboo. Your mind goes beyond thought, open like space. Let go of control and rest right there. Aloha. No one can attack the real you. They can only shadow box with their own projections. Remain in the light. No one can attack the real you. They can only shadow box with their own projections. Remain in the light. In order to have any level of long-term success with this monumental stillness feat, you must choose to be very gentle with yourself all throughout the day. Give yourself permission to be alone as often as you can. Face the fear of loneliness and embrace the feeling of being connected with the divine. In this quest, you must give up all your addictions, for they become a substitute for finding God. Be free from your attachment to those habits, people, and things that you know never really satisfy you and only make life harder and smaller. This is about finding what really satisfies your soul. This means finding the source of love itself, and abiding there. This means finding the source of love itself and abiding there. If and when you can practice stillness for an hour a day, your mind will start to become quieter. It may take you only 2 to 3 weeks before the initial states of self-realization start to settle in. If and when you can only be still for a few minutes a day, it is a good start. Yet don't expect too much. The more amount of time that you can invest into stillness the faster self-realization will occur. If and when you have a very active mind, something good to practice before you attempt to be still is to practice for a few minutes, keeping your mind focusing on one thing. Keeping your mind focusing on one thing. This means one spot, one thought, one direction, one word, sound, number, anything that is the same one thing. You want to do this in a relaxed way with close to zero force and control if possible. The mind will pull at you like a wild elephant of the jungle who is chained to a circus pole. You simply ignore the mind. Return to the one-pointed direction of focus. This practice will build the muscle that you'll need to remain focused on being unfocused, and faster through all the unwanted garbage of thoughts that can bubble up. Be surprised at nothing. Let peace and stillness flood through you and envelop you completely in its cloak. Put on the whole armor of love and yet feel very deeply. Let tears flow, washing away impurities until you feel clean within and clean without. Become like an empty vessel, ready to be filled with life's nectar. Eileen Caddy. Our truth is stronger than the illusion. Never, never, never forget that. Our truth is stronger than the illusion. What do you think we're all seeing here? The illusion is what we're seeing. The illusion of separation. The illusion of powerlessness. The illusion of fear. Every thought the mind is projecting onto the outer world can be a form of distraction or used as a path towards awakening. It all depends on if you realize your true infinite nature. Self-realization is not that difficult. It's just another way of experiencing this life. Yet, we must choose to be courageous, willing to explore the unknown, dive into something that is more profound, real, and fulfilling in your inner world. This path is about holding on to nothing and letting go of everything inside you. Right? This path is about holding on to nothing and letting go of everything inside you. The habit of surrendering to the stillness that abides at the core of the whirling, wild, hankering mind is the key. With patience and practice, we will find a new way of experiencing this life that is without tension, anxiety, and fear. The journey towards self-realization is one we have all been attempting to experience for lifetimes. Self-realization is the goal of human life, and the reason we've been placed here in this school called Earth. As we practice being still, realize that we are the God source itself, the very creator of reality, we will begin to relax about everything and feel deep ecstatic peace inside our bodies. This profound, loving feeling provides no other choice than to have compassion for everyone who is not experiencing this exquisite state of orgasmic energy, and show them what they can do to find it within themselves. Today is your day to take this first step and explore what a self-realized life is, what a self-realized life is like for you. Go gently. Always remember to enjoy the journey along the way. It's about relaxing into this universe and realizing the essence of who and what you are. You truly are. It is quite the infinite magical ride. The meaning of life is just to be alive. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. And yet, everybody rushes around in a great panic as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. Alan Watts. We're on a perpetual journey, infinity, that never ends. We are in a body that ends, right? And we are a God, infinite being, that never ends in the body. So we have all of this, yet we're not aware of it. And a lot of people, when you say let go, most people, what's their immediate response? Quitting, losing everything, not having. So the ego mind throws all that in there. You say, I surrendered all of it. And you remind yourself, none of this is permanent. You can call it whatever you want, leasing it, or I'm temporarily using it. But every single time we leave these bodies, we leave it all behind. All of it. Every single smidgen is gone forever when we leave these bodies. How do you feel about that? You should ask yourself, how do I feel about knowing that everything's temporary? Wouldn't it inspire us to enjoy life more? Wouldn't it? Every experience we have, every one of them, is a glorious experience. Why? Because we can experience it. You use your hands to do a lot of things. Your feet carry your body, right? But when you don't have the feet, what happens? They don't carry your body anymore. It's everything's like that. When we can't see anymore, we took the eyesight for granted all those years, and all of a sudden we don't see anymore. We took our arms and legs for granted for so many years, we don't have them. What happens? How much we appreciate and how grateful we are for every single step that we take in these bodies. We're infinitely powerful, omnipotently so. And the gods that we are all-knowing, all-seeing, all-experiencing, because every one of us are experiencing. And none of us are separate. So what does that tell you? We're all experiencing for each other. That's why eventually you learn that you will be able to tap in the very essence of existence and beyond. You'll be able to travel wherever you decide to travel within the matter of a blink of the eye. But how would we be able to do that if we weren't in these bodies experiencing life? We wouldn't. We gain the momentum by incarnating into physical form and learning every incarnation. Right? Then one would say, well, yeah, but we don't have full memory of our past lives to assist us in the current life. And every time we reincarnate or incarnate in the body, we start from scratch, pretty much. So what were to happen in the event that some of us were able to recognize and discover that we were God in body, that we knew that the body was temporary, we knew that this life is fleeting, we know that it is a short life, and we discover that we are the light. See? That's why the body has this aura around it, because we are so brilliant of a light. Like I said, you could take 1 trillion suns, group them all together. You can place your ball of light, right, in front of them, and they would pale in comparison to you, the God that you are. We have, it's all laid out on a silver platter. It really is. Now, you could have a silver platter put in front of you, and you wouldn't know what to do with it. You go, what's all this? I don't recognize any of this. What is it? Well, this over here is complete freedom. Over here is total relaxation. Over here is bliss. Here's nirvana. Here's total peace, joy, laughter. And we contain all of that. When you look at the ego minds as an illusion, and it sits there, it locks us in either into yesterday or tomorrow. It never has anything to do with the now, ever. So when you're watching your ego mind and you're in the now, you shouldn't have ego mind invade. It can't. Now you imagine that all of us are awake, right? And we focus in total stillness and deep eternal peace and deep eternal love. We focus, all of us at once, on one thing. What do you think would happen? Through the heart-mind, not the head. What do you think would happen? Whatever we focused on would be almost instantaneously created. When, see, it's a pretty fine line, but all Homo sapiens, all human beings, all of us have a God within us. And eventually it will come, the day will come When we identify, realize that we can actually, in real time, create what we want. You can heal your body instantaneously. You can keep yourself young instantaneously. You can move mountains. You can purify oceans, air. You see, because we've been so pre-programmed, we feel totally disconnected from what we really are, gods. And we become so entrenched in that understanding that lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, we do it over and over and over and over again with different applications. Okay? Different applications. But all on the same path. And isn't it amazing that the majority of us on this planet believe that they're powerless, that all, manifesting and creating is all a bunch of garbage, crap, and that this is the life that we were given. And so this is the life we will live until we leave the body. When in reality, because we all are supreme reality. What does that tell you? In reality, we are totally the opposite of everything we've been programmed to believe we are. We are totally the opposite of everything we believe currently that we've been programmed to believe that we are. So where you think you're weak, you're strong. Where you believe you're stupid, you're smart. Where you believe you're powerless, you're omnipotently powerful. And to embrace that is one of the biggest challenges that this civilization has. Because it's been taught to feel less. It's been taught to feel ignorant. It's been taught to feel useless. And we can go on for hours with this. When you look at something, or you say to yourself you want something, what happens? What do? There's a few things that we do. One of them is that we focus on it for a moment, and we say, this is what I want at this time of my life. And you may express it in detail. And you said the universe, this is what I want. With total faith, trust, and confidence in yourself and the universe. That's it. You have no expectations. Expectations are easy for us to embrace, right? And none of us are exempt from forming expectations. And we use the word so loosely, right? We go, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't expect this to happen. Were you expecting this to happen? I sure wasn't expecting this to happen. But when you release your intent to your best friend that you'll ever have in all existence, the universe, when you express your intent in wonderful detail, with ease, love, and joy, in devotion, and you just let it go, and you know that it will manifest into reality for you. Not to you, but for you. And this is embracing this. It's not, most of us fight the living heck out of it. We really do. We fight the living heck out of it. No one can attack the real you. They can only shadow box with their own projections. Remain in the light. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and a slow breath out through the mouth. Remain still. Just fall into the silence. And you hear the silence that's between your thoughts. Or have you felt a moment of stillness that feels like a pause between your heartbeats? Can you sense more awareness while waiting for your next in-breath? These sacred silences are the golden keys to your freedom. The more silence you can find, the easier it becomes to live in pure appreciation for this life. When the heart, breath, and mind synchronize their silences together, this is the deepest connecting silence that feels like. And when the heart, breath, and mind synchronize their silences together, this is the deepest connecting silence that feels like you landed in heaven. In the meantime, let's have some lunch and see how much while you let your ego go. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and following morning. We'll return here Tuesday, March 21, 2023, 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be in deep eternal gratitude at all times. Be gentle, kind, and generous and humble to oneself at all times, no matter what the distractions are outside.